I mean, I'm making more money now than I ever thought I could ever make playing football.
But with all that money, fame, and career accomplishments, we were surprised to hear this from him.
Why do I have 3 Super Bowl rings and still think there's something greater out there for me? I mean, maybe a lot of people would say, hey man, this is what it is. I reached my goal, my dream, my life is me. I thank God. It's got to be more than this.
Welcome back there, boy. This guy, Matt Ministry. This your man Tim with another episode of Side Note. Today's topic is the first part of a 3-part series entitled Faith, Hope, and Love. The subtitle, The Remainder. And the first topic we're going to cover today is faith. So regardless of how many different ways in this life we try to divide ourselves, in this physical world, there's always something that won't add up. And the part that's left over, this is the remainder. This is the spiritual world. This is the room in which God operates in our lives.
I'm glad it's installed in me from day one, believing something, because most of my homies believed in nothing and paying for it. God bless your souls, I'll be praying for it.
And now remains faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these 3 is love. But right now we're going to focus on faith. So now when I ask what is faith, the first thing a church person going to say is,
faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Right, but what does that really mean? Simply put, faith is divine persuasion, which includes but is different from human confidence because it's a belief that's inspired, convinced, and only grows by divine experience. This is why to the world your faith will always seem foolish because they can't understand.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
So beyond human understanding, now remains faith, hope, and love. Through faith, we have hope because of God's love for us. So in Hebrews 11, we see the entire chapter focused on faith. We see people being saved, people being delivered from lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, burned women having babies, miracles. We increase in faith, we increase in power, we increase in revelation, we increase in understanding, we increase in intimacy, we increase in the knowing of God, and many other things, right? But this all by faith. So by faith is that beginning, starting point that gives us access to God, right?
So when we say by faith, this word by is the word dia in the original text, which means through, to go all the way through and or to go successfully across to the other side, right?
So when we say by faith, we're saying through faith. And when we say through faith, it's indicative and it dictates that there must be an entering into faith. And it's indicative and it dictates that there must be a passage and a journey within faith. And it's indicative and it dictates that there must be a coming out of faith, which is our promotion to the next level. Hence, when we reference the scripture from faith to faith, because this scripture is indicative of the process that must be had when we're moving in faith. So we move from one level of faith to the next level of faith. And anytime we talk about next level, we talking about increase. Increase in revelation, increase in manifestation, increase in power, increase in understanding, increase in intimacy with the Father. Hence why when you graduate to new levels of faith, even other Christians often can't see where you're coming from because vantage point dictates perspective.
Somebody come and look at this. Look at this. You are something else. You know that? You are something else.
As you go through this process of faith, you'll be let down. You'll be picked up. You'll be accepted. You'll be rejected. You'll be loved. You'll be hated. There'll be triumphs. There'll be defeats. There'll be despair. There'll be glory. And this all within one level of faith.
As we grow to understand that each level is for our growth. And though our previous level or our current level has elements that are comparable to the next level, they are not equal because the next level is the remainder. The next level is the more.
AAU is not high school, and high school is not college, and college is not the NBA. And that which worked on a previous level for you will not be adequate nor sufficient on this new level, because with each new level there's a new requirement of growth, and this growth produces new things in us and takes us to levels and heights unseen. So we don't become discouraged in our defeats nor arrogant in our victories, because there's always a requirement of a new level of faith for us to access the more that remains for us in God. This God Man Ministry, this your man Tim. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll be back next week with part 2 of Love, Hope, and Faith. No, that's faith, hope, and love. Love y'all.
Ministry, divinity of the Trinity, this energy that friends of me, wondering what get into me.